Eyewitness News at noon is next. Today, new controls on EDB. Seafood. A woman in Harlem is fighting an extraordinary battle. She's helping babies kick the heroin habit. And these toilets are a big problem for entertainer Johnny Carson. They're the center of a battle in the federal courts. Those are just some of the stories coming up next on Eyewitness News at noon. New Washer by Baby Baby Wipes, flush and plump and pop up. Introducing new Washer by Baby Wipes. So different that in real home testing, Washer by Baby was preferred to the leading pop-up by 9 out of 10 mothers. 9 out of 10. Watch. Washer by Baby's package is bigger because each wipe is thicker, softer, lots plumper. New Washer by Baby Wipes are here. Flush and plump and pop up. Pop goes the plump one.
Who else but Mission Boulevard Lincoln Mercury would dare to offer you 5% over and 5% down right now? Purchase selected 84 Lincolns or Mercuries for 5% over factory invoice and just 5% down. Own the fabulous Mark 7 for as little as $500 a month or a sporty Topaz for as low as $195 a month. Buy a used car, buy a new car at used car prices.
But don't buy a car anywhere till you get a deal at Mission Boulevard Lincoln Mercury.
California's plumpest pitted prune introduces Sunsweet and Muffins. Sunsweet, the plumper, the better.
KPIX Channel 5, San Francisco. And now, Channel 5's Eyewitness News at noon.
Good afternoon, I'm Barbara Rogers. Topping our news today, the federal government is putting the squeeze on citrus growers who use the pesticide EDB. The EPA says it's putting major new restrictions on the suspected cancer-causing fumigant. Those restrictions are supposed to eliminate EDB from domestic and imported fruit by September 1st. The EPA stopped short of an outright ban on the pesticide, saying that it's hardly used anymore on fruit that's grown and sold in the U.S. The EPA says it will take up to 6 months for the EDB controls on grain to get as tough as the new restrictions on fruit. That's mostly because of red tape. At Monterey Bay, health warnings are now posted about shellfish contaminated with lead. Lab tests on mussels have turned up 10 times the amount of lead considered dangerous. Eating those mussels could easily cause kidney damage or lead poisoning. Health officials are now looking for the source of the contamination, and a local fisherman has given them an idea. He says railroad tracks near the bay were built on top of lead waste, and that may be where the lead is coming from.
This is solid lead, this is lead, this is lead, and this is where the ocean comes up, washes the slag away, and then you come up with chunks of lead like this. There is no more sand, that's just pure lead.
Other people are suggesting that the lead may have come from the old canneries along the bay. Wherever the source, health officials are calling the Doctors have been flooded with calls because of reports about some contaminated baby formula, but doctors are telling parents not to worry. Some tests on 2 brands of formula, Isomil and Similac, found traces of the suspected cancer-causing chemical TCE. A California congressman has gotten health officials to investigate, but a Bay Area pediatrician says parents should be calm.
I'm not sure that in the length of time that someone's going to be exposed to these, is there any reason to worry, nor at the level to which these people are going to be exposed to these chemicals, is there any need to worry.
If you're still worried about contamination, doctors say to change formulas. The FDA says there is no reason to recall Similac or Isomil. Traces of TCE were found in the water used by the company that makes the formulas, but that was last fall, and the water is now filtered to prevent contamination. San Francisco's new smoking law is now in its 2nd day. After it took effect, we found smokers in some offices trying to keep a low profile. The city health inspector says he got just 4 calls yesterday about offices that aren't taking the law seriously enough. The law requires non-smoking areas and a workplace ban on smoking, even if just one person objects. The BART Board of Directors has come up with a plan to help disabled people use the trains. Elevators and other facilities will be modified at BART stations to allow better access for the handicapped. BART will spend about $225,000 on the changes, but a more ambitious plan has been promised for later, and it could cost about $2 million. Small clinics are pitted against big hospitals in the latest battle for business from medical patients. Patients trying to find a doctor during off hours are turning to clinics more and more. The Urgent Care Center in Concord, for example, is open 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. It doesn't offer all the services of a hospital, but the clinic prices are competitive with traditional doctors' fees and much less than hospital costs. To fight back, some hospitals are building their own clinics. In Harlem, another kind of urgent care is being given some unusual drug addicts. As Frank Casey reports, there's a remarkable 68-year-old woman called Mother Hale who's helping babies get off heroin.
These toddlers are ex-heroin addicts. That's right, heroin addicts. A craving passed on to them by their mothers while they were in their mother's womb. But they are some of the lucky ones. Through referrals, they have found their way to Harlem's Hale House, a halfway home for some of the city's tiniest addicts. It's run by 78-year-old Clara Hale, a caring woman who is giving her golden years to nursing hundreds of babies through the pains of cold turkey drug withdrawal.
The crying, the continuous crying and squirming and scratching. They have to keep their fingernails cut because they scratch themselves. They must be itching. I feel sorry for them, that's all, but I try to help them out. Like I rub their knees so they don't have to get down. I rub their face, yeah, and I say things to them, and they laugh. Hi.
Even when they're in pain?
Yeah, even when they're in pain.
This little fellow, as well as the other children we taped, no longer craved heroin. It all began back in 1969 when a heroin-addicted mother left her heroin-addicted infant on Mother Hale's doorstep. Since then, nearly 490 babies have come through here, receiving heavy doses of Mother Hale's TLC, tender loving care. The city allows Hale House to care for some 15 children at a time. They are accepted when they are 10 days old and kept to age 3, in special cases up to 5. It's a 24-hour-a-day job, funded with public and private monies. Mother Hale, as she is lovingly called by the kids, has received countless awards and honors for her work. The late John Lennon was one of her admirers.
He saw the work we were doing, and he really enjoyed himself. So he said he would come back again, but he got killed. But he left us a check for $10,000 at that time. And then his wife came, and she went through the place, and she said, I should never be without money. And every year around Thanksgiving, she sends me $20,000.
Of the nearly 490 children who have called this loving lady mother, most have been returned to their parents after the addicted mother has completed a drug rehabilitation program. Asked how she would like to be remembered, Mother Hale said simply, as a woman who loved children. Frank Casey reporting.
Mental health experts say a sniper has left a terrible mark on kids at a Los Angeles school. The chilling memory of last week's sniper attack that killed 1 child and hurt 13 others has led to nightmares and fears of more violence among the elementary school children there. 20 counselors are on campus now trying to help the frightened children cope. San Francisco police still have no idea who set 4 fires last night at City Hall. Officers evacuated workers and sealed off the building while they used dogs in the effort to sniff out the arsonist. There was no luck. Firemen say all the fires were minor and may have been set by someone with a key to lock rooms at City Hall. An explosion last night has left a 14-year-old San Mateo County boy in critical but stable condition at Stanford Hospital. The boy had surgery this morning. The cause of the explosion at his Atherton home is still under investigation. A 7-year-old girl was also in the house at the time of the accident, but she was not hurt. A 13-year-old Fremont boy knew how to get things done. He went right to the top to try to get some help for his mom. Scott Henderson put in a call to the White House last Friday because his mother had been denied Social Security disability benefits. Scott's mother has had several operations for a brain tumor and hasn't been able to work.
On a downer. And so I said, I'll take care of it, Mom, because he couldn't get Social Security, and I called Mr. Reagan's office.
I was very shocked that he actually did get the White House. And I did talk to him.
I don't know. He's supposed to act as a people's servant. So I guess, he's supposed to do something about it.
I'm proud of him. I'm glad that he feels that he can do it. He feels that we can do anything if we work at it.
To show you how going right to the top can work sometimes, Scott's mother has already received a call from the Social Security office. Her case is being reviewed. California's gay rights bill is now on Governor Duke Majan's desk. It would protect homosexuals from job discrimination if it becomes law. Yesterday, the Assembly passed it by a narrow 7-vote margin. 4 similar bills have been introduced over the last 9 years. This was the first one to make it through the legislature. The governor has 12 days to sign it, veto it, or let it become law without his signature. When the gay rights bill landed on his desk, the governor was in Los Angeles kicking off his re-election campaign. A dinner there raised $900,000. Asked why he was starting the 1986 campaign so early, he said, "When you're outnumbered by the Democrats, you have to." Meanwhile, the Democratic presidential campaign has moved south. Jesse Jackson's trying to fill the vacuum left by Hollings and Askew when they pulled out of the race. Walter Mondale has changed his strategy. No more front-runner talk. Gary Hart's trying to put together an instant Southern campaign organization, and John Glenn still trying to stop the erosion of his Southern support. Still ahead on Eyewitness News, the big fire at a missile plant. We'll take you to the town that's now divided against itself because of a rape trial, the racial tension it has produced, and the controversy that's being fought in the federal courts over portable toilets.
We've changed our name from Pacific Telephone to Pacific Bell. We've even changed our corporate symbol. But there's something that we haven't changed, our personal commitment to you. We've actually reorganized to be the one place to call for all your communication needs, even if it's about other people's products and services.
Pacific Telephone is now Pacific Bell. So if you have a question, call the people you've always called first. Call Pacific Bell.
Join the Safeway excitement. Play $4 million bingo for a fortune in cash and prizes. Win any one of these 3 ways, or hit all 4 corners and win double, up to $2,000. Plus 6 $10,000 cash prizes. 40 free trips and lodging for 2 anywhere American Airlines flies in the U.S., including Hawaii. And free groceries for 1 year. Save with Safeway low prices, weekly specials, and play $4 million bingo at Safeway, America's favorite food store.
Different people have different kinds of cough. A dry cough, a cough that keeps you awake, a cough with a stuffed-up nose. And some people have a combination of symptoms. That's why there are 4 different kinds of Robitussin. Each contains an expectorant to help loosen phlegm, one a cough suppressant to quiet coughs, one adds a decongestant to relieve stuffy nose. One combines all these relief actions. 4 different Robitussin cough medicines for different kinds of coughs. Which Robitussin should you take? Ask your doctor or pharmacist.
When tax time hits, so does the paperwork. That's when you need this, the Texas Instruments Printing Calculator. It turns all your facts and figures into one permanent record. And since it's portable, you can use it anywhere. This tax season, get the Texas Instruments Calculator that can get it all together for you. The portable, affordable TI 5030 from Texas Instruments.
A big fire at a Utah plant that makes rockets and missiles has left 13 people hurt. The investigation is still underway, but the fire may have started when a machine part overheated. Plant officials say there never was an explosion. In Massachusetts, testimony continues today in a rape trial that shocked the nation and divided a city. 6 men are accused of gang raping a woman in a bar, while other people cheered them on. Betty Ann Bowser reports the case is having ugly side effects on the town.
Melville once wrote that New Bedford, Massachusetts was the dearest place to live in all of New England. It is an immigrant town, a fishing center full of the culture and heritage of the thousands of Portuguese people who have come here to work and to live.
All Portuguese people aren't bad just because of a few who did something bad.
Thank you for calling in.
All right, thank you.
We'll be going back to Fall River very shortly for more testimony in the Big Dan's gang rape trial.
But New Bedford today is a town divided, a town shaken by what happened last March. It's now a bread store. Then it was Big Dan's Tavern. Then 6 men allegedly gang raped a 21-year-old woman. The 6 accused are all recent Portuguese immigrants. The alleged victim is also of Portuguese descent. The incident has unleashed a tidal wave of prejudice against the Portuguese people here. Down at the docks, people like Dan Curley have had to deal with daily